Warning, this video contains spoilers for the Kengan Ashura anime. So if you've only seen that, this is just fair warning, you're gonna get a ton of spoilers coming at you hard. Also, if you've only seen like the anime, but you haven't read the manga, go fix that, because the manga is way better than the anime in a lot of regards. And actually, when you watch the anime, they cut a lot of stuff out of the manga, which is just like, well, I mean, that character is just completely gone. She never showed up in the anime, but she's important in the manga. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Also, the manga's just better, way over, art style and all that jazz. But I digress. Just let that be known. All right, let's get into it. Yo, dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade is back with another video for y'all today. And yes, I am using my cartoon avatar again, like these goose, because I'm out of the house today and I don't have my camera. And you know, it's just convenient, and I wanted to get this video out for tomorrow because I've been really hyped reading Kengan Omega. So I love that we're finally going to talk about this in all its glory, because there's a lot of stuff I want to just get into right now. Alright, so this story takes place 2 years after Kengan Ashura finishes, and it's kind of funny to me because Danburu no Kiramatero is still going on, so it's like, if we see Hibiki and Akemi and all them again, would they be 2 years? Because remember, they're the same universe, alright? So the Kengan tournament was actually going on at the same time like Danburu was happening, so that'd be pretty funny if like it's just, oh, 2 years later and we get like a time skip, or like, you know, Danburu Z Shippuden or something like that, but that's off topic. But I just love time skips. Personally, I love time skips because I love seeing how characters change over the years, and I love seeing like the differences they go through. Like Cosmo, for example, like he's grown his hair out, he's gotten a bit more muscular, and then you just see how other characters have changed over the years. Like some of them have like grown out facial hair, some of them got like scars and damages, and some of them just like are, you know, the same people, but like they've, you know, changed personality wise. And it's just always super great to see characters like this just come back, and I love it. I love how Yamashita went from this squirrely businessman to like one of the main contenders of the Kengan tournament. Like he's someone who gets fighters to fight in the Kengan tournaments now, and the fact that this tournament is happening, like they have like safety regulations, because, all right, massive spoiler, like I said, Oma died in the last one, but you know, we'll talk more about that later in this video because I am fully caught up on Kengan, but I just wanted to talk about this really quickly. But the fact that like the fighters had to keep going again and again after each other without any like significant rest, I love the fact that they switched it to like a more dark tournament style thing, where it's like, okay, you have a team of fighters and then you can like alternate and switch out instead of just like one person fighting through the entire thing, because like, you know, it led to a bunch of injuries and deaths and stuff like that. So that was a pretty cool thing to do, and it's just so cool to see all these characters again. Like again, it's like great to see Kaede's fine ass, it's great to see like Yamashita just becoming more of a man himself, and then of course we're introduced to a couple new characters. But now, since, you know, Oma passed on, we have this new protagonist called Koga, and he sort of looks like Bond from Seven Deadly Sins a little bit. Like that's always the feel I got from him at first. But this is a dude who's been training a lot, who used to be a street punk, and he got just like, Oma made him like a bitch, basically. Like he effed him up so bad, he was just like, oh, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. So he's been training hardcore nonstop, going through all these schools and fighting a bunch of people, trying to be like a badass so he can like go fight Oma one day. But he never gets a chance to do that because, you know, as we know, the Kengan tournament, Oma passed on. And at first, I really didn't like Koga because he just sort of came off as snarky and an asshole and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, like you don't have the charisma of Yusuke Urameshi or something like that for you to be acting this way, for me to like you that. So at first, it took me a while to get used to him. So I love what they've done with his character, though. They made him very honorable and such a hard worker, and the fact that when he came back and like when he goes and meets Yamashita, and he goes and he starts talking about like, oh, I can help, I want to fight in these Kengan tournaments, I want to be able to like be one of your fighters and stuff like that, how he realizes, oh crap, I'm outclassed. Because you think this dude is like pretty strong, you see him like beat up a whole school, but then like he comes out and he's just like, I am nowhere near the level of these Kengan fighters. What I love about what they call the Kengan fighters, the OG ones, they're called legendary fighters because they made it through that insane tournament with the whole thing that happened. And I just love the fact that we have a character who is still pretty strong, but weak comparatively to everyone else. And so we just get to see him grow, unlike his friend who shows up. All right, the next up we meet Gaoh Ryuki, who's pretty much just, you know, Oma clone, but he's not like Oma in a sense because his personality is very much like The best way I can put it is Deadly Kid Goku, because like he is an assassin. He was trained by his grandfather, and he has no qualms about killing people. But I mean, technically Kid Goku had no problems about killing people either, but no, this guy is brutal and an assassin, and him and Koga sort of form a rivalry. Well, not really a rivalry, because he's just far above Koga in a lot of senses. He actually helps teach Koga some stuff, but the fact that they meet each other and they just don't get off on a good foot, because he's like, oh, you're so weak, you need to, like, why are you even trying? But then like he realizes, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just not good at social interactions, I'm very awkward in that way. So like seeing them bond and train together, and then like seeing how like great a fighter he is, because this guy is a badass. Like he is just some super insane assassin, and he just goes at it like ripping people up, and it's really fascinating to see this character who looks pretty much like Ohma, just naive Ohma, and like I'm very curious what they're gonna talk about with him later down the line. But him and Koga have this like little I wouldn't say rivalry, I guess it's more of a, I mean, they become friends, so it's just like, yeah, I guess it's more of like a Gon Killua thing, but not as friendly, because Koga's still just sort of like a but like, you know, it's just they are pretty close in that regard. But you know, it's cool. It's like, it's fun to see them go through stuff and just see like how they react. Now, one thing I think Kengan Omega improved upon greatly that was not in Kengan Ashura enough is the fact that there is so many training scenes in this freaking thing. Like there's a whole chapter on Hindu squats, which I love. Like if you watch my Tough Love Tunes, I always incorporate Hindu squats because they're just a phenomenal leg builder, keep your knees safe, and just help build up that endurance and leg strength and endurance. And it's just a freaking awesome exercise, and I love it, and you should try it out. But like they have entire things of like Koga training with different people. Like he trains with a karate person, he trains with people who do wrestling, he trains judo, like jujitsu, all these different things. Like he trains with like MMA fighter who's top dog who whooped his ass, and it's just, there are all these cool things. And what I love about it is you see him gradually improve. Like you see him like go from, okay, I'm not as great as this person, but I'm improving, and he's improving. And what I love about it is like you also see him bulk up a bit. Like they had a whole one of the most recent chapters like was just Koga training, like doing his thing from morning till night, and like you see him like eating a bunch and just like working out, and it's just so highly intense, and I just loved it. I was just like, yes, I freaking love the fact when they incorporate training into these series, because like while I love Kengan Ashura, like the training, they only showed like a few flashbacks, and it was mostly shadow boxing, but seeing like physical training being done, oh my god, it's awesome. And they also had like this cool little drill that freaking Gaoh would use to teach Koga footwork, and I was just like, that is something I'm actually going to try out in real life. I love this so much. So this already gets like a buff above Ashura for that, in my opinion. Also, the fight choreography, just done beautifully, like, but that's not a surprise. Like the Kengan Ashura fights were done really well done. Like I love them so much. But yeah, these ones are just even more intense. Like the way I sort of explain it is just like, think of a more realistic One Punch Man fight, like the way Yusuke Murata draws those like blurs with his like attacks. Like that's what Kengan's able to do, and just like incorporate that into martial arts. And so I really love Kengan Omega doing that style. And it's also like great to see such variety of styles being brought into this series, because then you just like you really get a feel. Like if you're a martial artist reading it, you're just like, oh my god, I love this even more, because like it's my style and they're doing justice to it. So I absolutely love it again. But again, I loved Kengan Ashura, the original, for just the same reason. But I will say, I will give it, because I guess since the artist has been doing it for a while now, like of course his, you know, style has improved, and the fact they actually practice the moves in real life so they get the form down is just adds to it. It makes it even more impressive to me. But overall, I think so far, I would say I'd still like Kengan Ashura a bit more, just because I like those characters a bit more, and Koga and Gaoh are growing on me. But like, and I just, every time the old characters show up, I get really excited, just because it's like, oh, I've been through an entire thing with you, so it's like so great to see them show up again. But I think story-wise, I like Kengan Ashura a bit more, just like the tournament, but what they're leading up to, that can like easily change. That can change like on a snap, like so easily, especially with some certain story points they are bringing up, which are some major spoilers. So I just want to say it right here. Go check out Kengan Omega if you haven't. Go support the series. Go read Kengan Ashura 2. Go support all of it as much as you can because it's amazing. But I'm about to get into some deep shit because, like, as I said earlier in the video, we talked about Ohma's death and how like impactful it is because, you know, a series doesn't fucking kill off like a main character like that. Like, it's just, you know, there are some series that do it. But like the fact that Ohma just was laying there dead and like they saw like, oh, they buried him and stuff like that, then it's just like, oh my God, that is like they actually went there. That's insane. But like with some certain stuff going in the manga, I just want to talk about. So spoilers. So if you're not caught up with either Kengan Ashura or Kengan Omega, that's your warning. Right. Okay. Ready? Okay, so I was reading chapter 50 of Kengan Ashura, and I didn't think much of it because it's just like, okay, yeah, it's a awesome chapter. It's like, you know, hype, but all of them been pretty hype so far. But then it got to the last like bits with like Yamashita just like thinking, oh God, I'm about to die. I'm just about to, this is over, that's it. And then freaking Ryan or like, I never know how to say that dude's name right. Like Ryan, whatever, yeah, let's say Rai shows up and he's just like, oh yeah, let's fucking dominate these people. And then you just see this silhouette and then you see like the person say their catchphrase and it's fucking Ohma. And oh my God, like literally, oh my God. Like, it's funny saying that because that to me, like I was like almost on the verge of tearing up the fact that they brought Ohma back because the way he died was like very like, oh, this is very sad. Like, he's just like, he trained his entire life and he passed away and it's like, oh, I thought he was done. And they went 50 chapters without ever hinting that he would ever be back at all. So to me, the fact that they like did it so well, they hit it so well, and then he just appeared again like that, like it worked so goddamn effectively. Like, I kept rereading that chapter like, this better not be a clone, this better not be a fake or anything like that, but it works so goddamn well. Like, it was just beautiful. I loved it. I was freaking out the first time. I was like, yo, they did not just do my boy like that. Now, of course, if the way he's brought back is kind of stupid, like, oh, we found the cell or something like that, but we haven't gotten to how he came back yet, but we have gotten the fact that it is actually Ohma who's alive again. And you know what? Honestly, I'll say this. I'm happy. Like, he is the protagonist. I can't wait to see Koga and Gaoh. Like, it's kind of effed up for Koga's part. It's just like, okay, you thought you were the main character, and now, okay, we're pulling a Gohan on you. Where it's just like, I'm going to be the main character of the story. Yeah, kid. We need Ohma back. Yeah, we need Ohma back. So that's going to be super cool to, like, see how that plays out. I want to know how he came back. I want to know what they're doing. Like, I want to know what the worm had planned. But, yeah, I'm loving it. Super hyped for it. Highly recommend Kengan Omega to all these people out there. And yeah, people, just thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down below what you think of Kengan Omega. Do you love it more than Kengan Ashura? Do you like it more than Kengan Omega? And if you've gotten this far in the video, type the hashtag Omega O. Like, that's all I need to see right there. Like, you got it on the screen right there. Like, you got this far in the video because it lets me know, like, okay, everyone's been watching my video all the way through. So thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you want to train like these characters, as a matter of fact, you can check out my digital coaching program, which comes with custom meal plans, full workout routines for any like goal that are both body weight and weight training or calisthenics or whatever you want to do. Just like anything, it's like tailored for you. Like, you just put in your information and you get anything tailored for you, and it's just perfect, and it's been helping a ton of people out. So I'm so grateful for everyone checking out. And you know, thank you. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon and hit that like button. All of these help me tremendously, and I'm gonna try and hit 400k before May, before I go to MomoCon. I'm a guest at MomoCon this year, so that's gonna be awesome. So help me get to 400k before May. That'd be so dope. Thank you all so much. Like, share the video. Hope you liked it, and yeah, remember, like I always say, keep calm. Booyah on. Don't forget, Momentai. Ohma, it's good to have you back, boy. Yeah!